expect you to be here so soon. I'm actually recording my audiobook right now. So now I just want to let you guys in here and show you a little bit of what we're doing. The cool thing about doing a book and writing something that you get to call your own and put out into the world is that you get to do all the little cool auxiliary experiences that go with it. And one of those is recording this audiobook, which is going to be on audible.com. So you can go to rich2070.com/book and grab the book, and whenever the audiobook is up, it will be up there as well. But I want to just give you guys a little preview of what it's like to work on the audiobook. So there's 300 pages, like 304 pages in the book. And so far, we're almost done with our second session of recording. Each session is about 6 hours. About 6 hours. And so far, it's going to take us about 3 sessions, so 18 hours total to record the book. And it's actually relatively difficult. So I'm just going to show you what the process is like. You guys can get to see me walk through some of the book and make some mistakes. And just when you hear the polished version, know that a lot of gaffes and missteps and ugly words came out to make it the beautiful production I'm sure you're going to hear. All right, cool. Let's do it. You guys can see too, I'm just reading off of a big, you see that? I'm just reading off of a big camera, or off of a big computer screen. It's not like a fancy setup. I'm basically just reading my own book. By the way, if you ever want to get really sick of your own work, just read the whole thing at half speed, and you'll start to fucking hate it immediately. So, all right, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. Whenever you're ready. Cool. So right now we're in chapter, I don't know, we're on page 166. I don't know what chapter we're in. Right now what I'm talking about is basically how you can leverage your skills to find people who need your services, and especially how you can use free work to get big-time paying jobs later down the road. So this is what I did, one of my personal stories, and so we're talking about it and then walking through and breaking down how it ended up making me a lot of money. So, okay. I knew my skills would appeal mostly to people who had online businesses. So I started asking around my network of friends to see if they knew anybody who could use my services. And within a day or so, I had my first lead. The business had a podcast worth 7 figures in their resume and an audience in the millions, so it was an incredible opportunity. They needed someone to help them tighten up their copywriting. The pay would be excellent, but how was I supposed to prove I was the right guy for the job? We set up a dinner meeting 3 or 4 days later. I went to work in my moleskin notebook, analyzing their business and sketching out how I wanted the meeting to go. I knew I would have to go all out and show them that I could go I knew that I would have to go all out and show them what I could do ahead of time if I was going to have a chance. I spent the next few days preparing to meet with the partners of the podcast I was hoping to work with. I wrote down tons of questions in my moleskin notebook so that I could show them that I took their work seriously and wanted to find the best ways to help them. Here's what I jotted down. Preliminary questions. What's your current revenue like? How many email subscribers do you have? And how many are you getting per month? What are your biggest projects and priorities right now? Have you ever hired outside consultants before? What's the attrition rate of your membership program? Note, these preliminary questions have 2 purposes. 1, to see if they actually have their shit together. Do they actually know their numbers and core issues? If not, working with them will be hard. And number 2, those questions allow me to write down their responses in my notebook and make little ad-libs like, interesting, and wow, okay. Funnily enough, the appearance of you listening to their information and evaluating it, then writing something in your book really does create an air of authority, like a doctor diagnosing a patient. As I looked down at my notes, I'd often chuckle to myself. I couldn't help feeling a little bit like Kramer playing Dr. Van Noot's Oh, Dr. Van Nostrand. I feel like no one in my generation watches Seinfeld. They're totally not going to get this, but I couldn't help feeling a little bit like Kramer playing Dr. Van Nostrand at times. If you guys haven't seen that episode, you should watch it. Detailed questions, okay? This is the second level of questioning that I had for this team. Have you thought about how to create a cascading effect that ties all your products in a logical sequence that makes leads and customers more likely to buy more than once? Is there a specific reason why you haven't created funnels for all your products, especially the most lucrative ones, which for them were live events? Do you have any insight on current segmentation? Specifically, how do you know individual reader and listener interests and if they're ready to buy without having to call them? Hypothetical. If you work on a campaign and it doesn't do well, what do you do? Is there a systematic roadmap for improving it? Last question. Have you thought about specific strategies you're going to use to grow by 2 times, 5 times, or even 10 times the business? Note, every single one of these more detailed questions is designed to make the potential client see their own gap in knowledge. So, as we're watching this on video, sometimes I'll read something and it won't translate as well to my to the voice as it will on the page, so I need to like rethink how I say it. Okay. For the past year, Aaron has been helping us grow, providing resources, encouragement, and intel to everyone in the Rich 20 community. He started off by just being super engaged with the community, leaving thoughtful comments on posts and sharing his ideas. Now I started to notice his name popping up in the newsfeed over and over. I wonder what this guy is up to. He seems to be a pretty good dude, I think. He definitely had my attention. So when he offered to help out a bit more, I made him an admin in the Facebook community. Then he turned up the heat and started giving away massive value. For instance, he went above and beyond to create an interactive map of where all our members are located in the world. He also began attending my webinars and answering questions from attendees. It was getting to the point where I was overwhelmed with gratitude for all he was doing for us for free, and I figured that we at least need to see if there was somewhere he might fit in the company. So I flew him out from DC to LA, put him up in a dope Airbnb just by the beach to learn a bit of... So I flew him out from DC to LA and put him up in a dope Airbnb by the beach just to learn a bit more about... So I flew him out from DC to LA and put him up in a dope Airbnb by the beach just to learn a bit more about him. He'd already invested in us, so we decided to invest in him as well. One thing I should mention about Aaron. He doesn't necessarily need the money. He has a few successful companies in addition to many years as a professional poker player. There is no if this then that ulterior motive underlying his actions. So it was clear he was helping us out because he genuinely wanted to. His hustle was so real, we had to hire him. I literally had no choice. My team made me do it. If you want to work with awesome people, doing work you care about, you don't need a good resume. You only need to genuinely help people accomplish things. Now, ironically, we're now going to pay Aaron to do as many of the we're now just going to pay Aaron to do many of the things he was already doing. Pretty sweet deal, right? Free work can be a path to making a great living because it makes hiring you an absolute no-brainer. So try volunteering or contributing to a company or organization you like or you want to work for free. And very likely you'll find soon enough that you're raking in the big. So try volunteering or contributing to a company or organization. There's too many O's. So try volunteering or contributing to a company or organization you like or you want to work for free. And very likely you will soon find yourself raking in the big bucks. Well, guys, that's just a little snippet of how the audio footage is looking. Once again, definitely check it out. And if you go to rich27.com/book right now, you can pre-order the book. We're giving away dope bonuses. We're giving away masterminds. We're giving away MacBooks. We're giving away some of our flagship courses for free. If you order the book, You screenshot me a picture and email it to me, or DM me on any social media platform. I'll add you to the list so that you can win too. Rich2070.com/book. Book is out May 2nd. Hope to see you soon.